Hello everybody, this is Glenda with Fralins and Friends, and tonight I'm going to do what might be called a tutorial. I have been making invitations in Microsoft Publisher. There's a lot of things you can do in that program, but first please do subscribe and click that notification bell. Give us a thumbs up. I want to tell you about what we're celebrating. First off, today is my parents' 68th anniversary. They are also going to be having birthdays in March. Now, my dad is 2 years older than my mother, but my mother's birthday is 2 days before his. So we're going to have one birthday for both of them. My dad is going to be 90 and my mother 88. So I'm going to show you the one I've made. I picked us kind of a firework type of pattern, just a simple spray. They've got the front of the card, gives what the invitation is. Says you are invited to a birthday party for Howard P. Miller, 90, and Helen Marie Miller, or Helen M. Miller, 88. The inside, I've got a photo of them. Aren't they good looking still? And on the other side of that, I've put the dates. You can get, I use cover stock. I don't like cardstock because it has a tendency to break when you bend it. That's just me. I don't like that it breaks when I bend it. So I use cover stock, and it's plenty heavy. You can see that there. And you can get the envelopes. You can buy the envelopes in, the whichever size of you want. Now, the way I made these, I will show you in a second. I just want to show you it'll fit. There, it fits in the envelope. And I bought those, well, it's been a while, but I'm sure you could still get them. I like doing my own. We've got a paper cutter, and my husband is a pro when it comes to accuracy, so I don't worry about that. This is how I started out. I started out with a piece of cover stock. This is the kind of cover you would use, the weight you would use on like a report, to encase a report or something. And so I did 2 on each one. And then, of course, the interior too. Now you do need to be a little bit careful when you put it in the printer. Do test copies. You can use your regular copy paper for that. Do test copies, please, because inevitably the first 1 or 2 you're going to get upside down. At least I do. You can use whatever you like. They do have other things in here where you can actually choose to pick a style that you want. You can do birthday cards, or this one's a poster. But they have cards and stuff and all that too. But I prefer to go with the plain. So when I set up my page, I start with page design first, and I go into my margins. And for this, because it's cards, I want to set it up with a narrow margin. And the next thing I'm going to do, this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So I am going to drag this ruler to 5.5. Because I'm on the landscape view. And then I'm going to drag the other one down to 4.25 because it is 8.5 inches. So now I have 4 equal quarters. Next thing I need to do is to put in either a text box or a frame. I prefer to set in a text box, insert, and then you go to draw a text box. a text box. So I go in here and I grab, this is the front of the card. It's going to be on this side. And in there, I'm going to write whatever I want to. But first, okay, the first thing I need to do is to choose my font. And for this, I kind of like to use the Georgia or Franklin. For just regular typing, I use Times New Roman because for most people it's easier. But I'm going to use the Georgia on this. And then I'm going to set it to a 16. Because it's a card, you want the print to be fairly large. I would put larger print like I did on the card for the other stuff. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get out of this and I'll show you what I did with, I'll show you this first. To insert an image, I went here. You can either get something out of your own pictures or you can go online and yeah, this has an online, this is probably where I went because it's already set up in Microsoft for certain ones that you can, and you pick different things. You can pick, I picked celebration, and then I picked the one I thought would be the best for the, so that it didn't overtake the card, but yet, well, where is it? Never mind. I guess it's not that big a deal. I see it, except it's got the, those are confetti. Anyway, I picked a image out of here. There it is. Well, whatever. I didn't put a picture box. There it is. That ain't the right one, but anyway, you pick an image and then you make that image fit. Okay, here we go. Let me get in a little closer here for you. Okay, you can see there, okay, I picked out that design. And I had this typed in. You can see the different sizes of fonts. You can pick what you like. This is what I went with, and I varied the font sizes. And what I did then with the image was I went up here, send backward. So I sent the image to the back so that way it isn't covering up my print. Once you get your image and you want to put your image in the back, so you will send to back, and then it will produce your message on top of that. Now you have to be a little more careful because I'm going to create the inside of the card next. Okay, here's interior. Come on. Okay. Oh, that's small. There we go. Almost. Okay. You do the interior of the card next. Now, I don't have, my printer doesn't do double-sided. And so you have to be, this is what I mean by making sure you do a test run first, because since mine doesn't do double-sided printing, I have to make I make two different images anyway. And so I have to make sure that I've got it coming out correctly. When you put it in your printer, and everybody's printer is a little different. Some some you put in, you can feed it and it'll go straight through. Mine, you put it in and then it comes up and around. So you have to make sure that when you put it back in, you want to put the printed side up, and then so that it'll come up like this. So, and you also have to make sure that it's headed the right direction. So, and there are envelopes. You can buy envelopes for the whichever size card. I have the envelopes that I need for this size already and all ready to go. So I have got the information on there correct. My sister came over and went over them with me. She sent me this picture, thank goodness, because I didn't have I had some recent pictures, but not of the two of them sitting together where Mom was alert and her hair fixed. So it's kind of tough with Alzheimer's I mean, there's stages where they just don't like to be touched. And I remember Christmas, I went to touch Mom's hand and she was like, like, get off of me, I don't know you. So, and it's not funny, but you have to have that sense of humor or you're just gonna cry all the time. And I know where Mom's going when she goes, I know where Dad's going when he goes. So that's where I find my peace about it. And I've worked with Alzheimer's. It's so different when it's your own parent. But these are celebrations. Today they have celebrated, or I hope they've celebrated, their 68th anniversary. That's a long time to be married, and it can happen still today. I don't know what else to say. I've been so nervous doing this one because I'm not used to doing tutorials. So I'm sure that you felt my nerves, or at least experienced what I look like with my nerves, but I hope that I have revealed something of some deep, dark secret in Microsoft Publisher. The grid lines to me are one of the most important tools. Margins and grid lines. You want to bring that ruler down to where you want. Now you could put in like a whole table of grid lines if you're making some kind of a table. But for this, just bringing that ruler down to halfway each way, make sure you do your math on that, and insert things where you want them to stay. Check out how your printer prints. Is it a straight through? Is it an up and over? And then adjust accordingly for when you print the other side, if you're doing a double-sided print. But in this, I had to open one up and make a front of the invitation, and then I had to do an interior. Please do subscribe and click that notification bell. Give us a thumbs up. If there's something that this helped you with, or maybe you really don't have any interest in it, but it's fun to watch. It's interesting and fun to work with. And the program publisher, like PowerPoint, to me, they're both just fun to work with. So we'll see you tomorrow. Be sure to smile and wave at somebody you see today. I didn't have it recording. Okay, now I gotta figure out where I left. I put a new battery in and forgot to turn on the record. Okay, I think where I was at